Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you may be listening to this. Firstly, I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts at the Bookery Code. We are nearing the start of Africa Code Week. We are mere hours away and we couldn't have done this without you. So thank you. We're really looking forward to working with you and we are so super excited for the start of Africa Code Week. Okay, so if you are listening to this video, you would have most probably have received your school assignment by now. So according to the availability that you gave us in the Google form, we have assigned you to schools as closely as possible to where you stay. It was not always possible to get you really close, and we apologize for that, but trust us that it was quite an exercise, and we hope that you'll be happy with the assignment that you received. So very important, please be on time. Take into account that it's early morning peak traffic. You are going to get traffic on the road. You might have issues with public transport if you're taking public transport, but it's very important that you get there relaxed and on time. And we don't want you to get in there, if you're late, you kind of feel a little bit flustered and you really don't want to start a lesson like that. So be there before the school starts. We think that should be about 7:30 or 7:45 because most of the schools start at 8. But we will be in contact with you about exactly what time your first slot is. Just make sure you're there about 15 minutes to 30 minutes before the time so that you can familiarize yourself with the lab and the environment and the layout and what you need to do. One very important thing that we need to show proof of is that the crowd release form has been put up at the start, at the beginning of the lab. So that is this over here. It basically just gives us permission, it gives Africa Code Week permission to use any of the footage that was shot, whether it be photos or video. So most likely when you get there, it should already be there because we will endeavor to have these dropped off at the schools and put it up on the lab's doors before you get there. But if it's not there, then it should be inside the lab, and please make sure you paste it up and take a picture of it for us to send it to us. Remember to also take your class notes with you. That is the instructions that gives you the order of the instructions on Scratch that you're going to do for the lessons, and the numbers in there, if you're confused about it, the numbers are basically the order that you're going to add the blocks of code. So it's pretty simple. You're only going to go through the first exercise and the second exercise in your notes. You're not going to go any further than that. If you only have time for the first one, that's fine as well. But just remember to take that with you. Print it out and have it with you. The absolute most important thing that we will need from you is the class attendance information. So the way we're going to do this is that in the lab there will be a page like this, and you need to sign the top and just put the details of the training session. So the details would be the date of the workshop and the venue. So that would be the school that you're at. We've pre-populated the other details as well. Don't worry to put the names of the learners on that page. So the names of the learners we're going to need you to get it from the attendance register. So what you do is, please either ask the school to make a copy of the attendance for that day for the class that you're teaching, and this needs to be for all the classes that you're teaching for that day and for all the days that you will be teaching. So they can either make a hard copy for you, or you can make a scan with your phone, or you can take a photo with it and send it to us. If you do take a photo, please make sure it's a good quality photo and that the lighting is enough that we can actually make out the text on the page. But otherwise, the best thing would be to download Cam Scanner onto your phone. It's an app that you can use to scan documents with your phone, and you can turn that into a PDF, and you can either WhatsApp that to us or email it to us. But we need the attendance information. That is the most critical thing, because that is how we're going to prove that we actually did the work that we say we are doing. So the lesson layout that you will be doing in the class. In the train the trainer session, you would have been given a lesson layout that we have planned of 55 minutes that includes the introduction to computational thinking, as well as the scratch session, and then some free time for them. Depending on the school, we might need to cut that short. So some of the schools will perhaps ask you to do it within the period that they have, and that might be anything between 30 to 45 minutes or so, and that is fine. We're actually looking to make the lesson 45 minutes instead, so that you have that 15 minutes in between to get classes in and out, and to do the attendance admin, and to do your scans and everything. So don't worry about it having to be an hour, as long as they have enough time to play a little bit with Scratch on their own after you have shown them at least one of the exercises. Also, on that note, be sure to speak to them about the competition. You don't have to know details about it, just send them to our website. So the competition, we want learners to enter, we want them to create a story and send it to us. The details and the link will be live on the website from the 4th of October, and it will have the competition rules, the ways to enter, and all of those things. Just be sure to please make them really excited about it. We're going to have a workshop afterwards for the top 20, and we're going to give them a day of really, really amazing stuff. And we're also going to give the top 20 a tablet. There will be at least 10 girls in the top 20. So get them excited about it, encourage them to enter, and just send them to the website. Tell them if they don't have access to email or internet, they must ask their teachers for help, or they can ask any other adult for help. We don't want anything to happen to you, right? You're helping us and we want you to be safe. So please take measures to keep yourself safe. You're going to be working with a lot of kids. Might be only one or two of you in the class. Try to not take any valuables with you. Please don't take a lot of money. Things like cell phones, please don't leave it lying around. Do not leave your cell phone lying on the table while you're teaching, while you're walking around in the class. Remember, there's a lot of kids you're not going to be able to track down. We're not going to be able to track down, and the school's not going to be able to track down what happened to your very expensive phone. And as you know, we're running on a very tight budget, so we will not be able to replace your valuables. So please just make sure that you are safe in that regard. Last and certainly not least, and we know that you're going to be really excited about this, because we're going to talk about money. So to thank you and to make it a little bit easier for you, we don't want this to actually cost you anything, because we're really thankful that you're actually helping us. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a stipend for the day to cover travel and miscellaneous expenses, like maybe buying yourself lunch, or getting a bottle of water, because you know you're going to be speaking a lot. So the stipend amount is 100 Rand for the day in total. That is made up of 50 Rand for travel and transport, and 50 Rand for food. So the total is 100. It's a subsidy, so we understand it might not cover everything. If you want to have a 200 Rand lunch, unfortunately we're not going to cover that. But we don't think that, even the people that have to drive a little bit far, we don't foresee that it should cost you more than 100 Rand a day. So that's just to make it a little bit easier for you, to help us. So for example, if you are training for 5 days, afterwards you can claim the 500 Rand. And we're going to do it probably via Google form. You know how much we love Google Forms. You've probably filled in at least 2 of them by now if you're listening to this video. So we're going to ask for your name and your banking details. Don't worry, it is secure. We won't be sharing those details with anyone. That is just so that we can pay you. Apologies in advance if there's going to be a little bit of a delay, because we are going to be extremely busy during Africa Code Week, so it might only happen afterwards but we can assure you that you will receive it. So again, to recap, it's 100 Rand for the day. If you don't spend all of that, you're welcome to keep it. You don't have to give us receipts or anything. That is just our thank you to you. So we are very excited about this project, and we want the rest of the world to be excited about it as well. So we're asking you to please post to our social media pages. If you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, please tag us. Our handles are the Bookery code across the board. You can search for us on Facebook, and on Instagram and on Twitter we are at the Bookery code. Please take lots of photos. 2 reasons for the photos. One of the reasons is that the photos is part of our evidence to show that we did the training. So we actually need to have photos of every single session. So we ask you to take a selfie of yourself with the class, and also photos of while you are busy. You can take little videos as well if you want to. But remember what I said, be safe, so don't compromise your safety or your valuables for that. But please tag us. We will we want to get the community talking about this project. So we need to see what's happening in the classes. So we need you to be our eyes to show us what's happening. Okay, so we are so ready. Are you ready?